this on? Okay. All right. Is this loud enough? Okay. All right. First, I want to thank everybody for being here. It's awesome to see everybody in the same room that loves Joe and Nicole so much, and it's awesome to see everybody here to celebrate their marriage. And for those of you who don't know me, you've probably heard me. Um, my name's Erin, and some people say I'm Nicole's crazy best friend who doesn't have an inside voice. Um, a little background about me and Nicole. We've been best friends since 4th grade. And not only is she my best friend, she is the most selfless, kind, and understanding human being I know. Nicole is a literal ray of sunshine. Anyone that knows her knows that. She's always so bright and so happy. And when she met Joe, she shined even brighter. Growing up with Nicole and going through life together has taught me so much. She's taught me things like how to see the good in every situation, even when it's not easy. She's taught me that a skincare routine and washing your makeup off after the age of 25 is no longer an option. She's taught me that no breakup is worth tears and that our girl power with a little Spice Girls can take over the world. And we all know that's true. Okay. Nicole is constantly reminding me of how important it is to keep my faith strong even when times are hard and to never underestimate the power of prayer. Nicole has taught me what a real friendship is. She makes me laugh literally more than anyone in this entire universe, like to the point of my stomach hurting and there are tears coming down our faces. And the best part is nobody knows what we're laughing about and they don't think it's funny at all. But we do, and that's all that matters. Right, Joe? I can still think of some of the times and just laugh just as hard as when they actually happened. Like when we went out of town with your mom on a business trip, she left us in the room by ourselves and we ordered $30 cheeseburgers and had them sent over. She was so pissed. I think she wanted to kick our asses. Or when your grandma caught us in the middle of the afternoon, underage, dancing, blaring music, and drinking in the backyard. I can still picture her face peeking around the garage and me looking at Nicole and saying, Nicole, your grandma. She goes, what? And I had to say it like 3 times. I'm like, your grandma is here. She just caught us. Your grandma would be so proud of you right now and so proud of the man that you're marrying. I remember Nicole telling me when she first met Joe, they went to the same church and they hung out with the same crowd, but they hadn't actually met for a while. And when they did meet, she knew that he was the one. She was so excited for us to meet him, and of course, I was excited to meet the man that convinced my best friend he was the one. I had to check it out for myself. Joe, you have taken care of Nicole, and you have treated her like a queen from the moment you met her. You have been patient, loving, and kind, not just to Nicole, but to everyone she loves. And let's be honest, sometimes that's not so easy. You have the biggest heart, and I know she'll always be able to count on you. I know you will always protect her, and I know you'll always love her. I couldn't ask for a better man to be marrying my best friend. I love you guys so much, and I'm so excited for your future. I'd like everyone to join me in wishing the new Mr. and Mrs. Caughel all the wealth, health, and happiness in the world. And cheers to Joe being stuck with all of us forever. Hashtag sorry, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. And I'm going to have you pass the mic over to Jimmy Mazer.
Hello? All right. Hello? There you go. Hey. All right, well, they say a good wedding speech should only last as long as the groom does on his wedding night. So let's all raise a glass. Thank you. All right. All right. All righty. Okay. All right. All right, pipe down. All right, I'm glad that joke landed so well because when I told Joe I was a little anxious about giving a speech, he told me that if you're nervous, just to picture him naked. So I would just thank you all ahead of time for all of your laughter and applause and cheers so that doesn't happen. Now, at this point, I know what you're thinking. Joe picked this guy to be his best man? No, let me correct you. I'm groomsman number 3. Groomsman number 3. Oh, he's the best man, right? And what's this guy? The officiant. The truth is, I'm giving a speech and I'm sitting way down here because I'm too short to sit next to the best man. And as you can all see, Nicole has 3 bridesmaids, right? 1, 2, 3. Or sorry, 3 maids of honor. Yes, thank you. And Joe has 1 best man. So, ladies and gentlemen, we call that foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, where she's going to get 3 and you get 1. So I need you to get used to that, okay? All right, moving on. Let's start with Nicole for a second. For starters, she's absolutely beautiful, right? Everybody can agree on that? Dress looks great. She's extremely funny. She's incredibly kind. One of the smartest girls I know. And she's so frustrated. So frustrated. No, sophisticated. I'm sorry, I cannot read your handwriting. All right, now back when Joe told me that he was first going out with Nicole, my response was, yeah, the girl that my wife tried to set you up with 3 years ago. You see, for a while, Joe had what some doctors might diagnose as creepy, delusional, stalker-like tendencies. Joe thought for some reason not only was he going to meet Taylor Swift, but she was going to fall in love with him. What's a shame is it took Joe so long to finally realize he could do better. Oh, yes. Okay. Brought it back. Yeah. Now, this is the part where I should be telling a story about Joe and my relationship, but there's probably more stories that I can't say than I can. But it feels like we've known each other for our whole lives. And we've gone through a lot of ups and downs and a lot of really intimate moments. More moments than most brothers go through. A memory that's always stuck with me is a time when it felt like we were each other's only friend. We'd spend hours and hours playing Madden 2005. And, Madden 2005. It's a throwback. We would talk about finding our future wives and what it would be like when we were married. All of these years later, it feels like those conversations have finally been fulfilled. And it seems like it's better than either one of us ever imagined. I don't recall Joe ever even dreaming up a woman that seems more perfect than Nicole is for him. If I could go back and tell Joe one thing and one piece of advice in that moment, it would be to give up, stop trying, it's pointless. You are never going to beat me at Madden. Now, before I finish up, I want to add some scripture in here. It's a wedding. I thought about looking through my Bible, but I knew that there was just one that always stuck out to me that was one that I was going to say. It's all the way back in Genesis. And it's when the Lord said, "It is not good for man to be alone. I will make him a helper suitable for him." He goes on to say that the Lord God made woman from the man and had taken the rib from the man and brought her to the man. That is why a man leaves his father and mother and he's united to his wife and they become one flesh. And that scripture reminds me of them because I think since the time of Adam and Eve, I don't think I've ever met a couple that seems not only more right for each other and made for each other, but made from each other. So can everybody please raise your glass? I'd like to toast to the unconditional godly love that should fill this marriage.
Thank you, Jimmy. And now I'm going to have you pass the mic down to Chloe Liberatore, the maid of honor.
Chloe! All right, I'll stop. We don't need this attention.
All right, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chloe, and I'm one of Nicole's maids of honors.
Louder.
I'm not as loud as Aaron. All right. There comes a day in every girl's life when she meets someone who just simply understands her, someone she has an instant connection with. And for Nicole, that day came when she met me. Now, let me tell you, it wasn't love at first sight. The very first time I met Nicole, I walked into a full-blown mother-daughter, Connie and Nicole, argument. I told our mutual friend that she was a brat, and I never wanted to hang out with her again. But as you can see, things changed for the better. Nicole has one of the gentlest souls I have ever known. She has been there for me in every way possible, whether it was baking cookies for my sick grandma and delivering them to her while I was at work, rushing to the ER after I went down in a fire, celebrating with me, laughing with me, praying for me, and reminding me that I didn't need him anyways. I know that she will devote the same love and commitment to Joe that she has devoted to me in our friendship. On the second best day of Nicole's life, she met Joe. What to say about the groom? He's handsome, witty, intelligent. Joe, I can't read your handwriting. As Nicole's relationship with Joe grew stronger, I knew that my best friend had found her forever. She had met a man whose heart was just as kind as hers. The love, loyalty, and support I had always received from Nicole, I quickly began to receive from Joe as well. On my bad days, I no longer had just one friend calling in to check on me, but two. Joe and Nicole. Love does not consist of gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction. Love is blind, but marriage is the eye-opener. Love isn't fancy dinners or expensive gifts. Love is laughing at stupid things together while eating something off of the dollar menu. Love is friendship set on fire. So Joe, I guess you can be Nicole's best friend too, because I really couldn't think of a better partner in life for my partner in crime. And here is to the new bride and groom.
Thank you, Chloe. And now I want to have you pass the mic over to best man, Brian Shelby.
Brian Shelby. Yes, three bridesmaids, one best man. Three maids of honor, one best man. I have known Joseph Roy Caughel for better than 20 years. 20 years. Our friendship can probably order a drink at that bar, basically. Get away with it. I want to shout out to Paul Harrison over there for being around for the whole thing and still dealing with us today. I met Joe when I think we were 12, right? I was never really good at making friends, but he had this way about him, and I think those of you who know him, that he's not going to let you kind of sit there and be quiet. He's basically going to prod you until he gets a reaction, whether it's good or bad. It's really up to him. But Joe and I have developed something that I would say is a little bit bigger than friendship. I honestly consider this man my brother. His family is my family. He was other than my mother, who was over there, he was the first person I called when my dad passed away 3 years ago. On a lighthearted note, I once saw Joe fall down the stairs and save a whole plate of food. Didn't drop a crumb. I was getting heavy there. I needed to bring it up. Yeah, that really happened. But Joe and I have shared a lot of our secrets with each other. We've talked out a lot of the things over the years, and I knew when he showed me a picture, he was like, I've been talking to this girl, I don't know what I should do, and he showed me a picture of her. I think I was in the car, actually. He kept trying to get me to look at it. I was like, well, I'm going to veer off the road. But I told him, I was like, yes, absolutely, go for it. And here we are. So, no, that wasn't me. And I knew, the moment I knew that she was perfect for him was that she sent me a message one time after her grandmother passed away. Joe recorded some of her voicemails and put them in a Build-A-Bear for her. I've known many of Joe's girlfriends over the years. None of them have ever reacted that way to his genuine thoughtfulness. And the fact that she recognized that, I knew immediately that she was a keeper. And as soon as he told me he was going to ask her to marry him and that he needed me to be there, I was going to be there no matter what. So, to bring this back, I just had a toast. As I mentioned before, my father had passed away, and Joe was also close to him. And so this is my father's favorite toast. So if I could have everybody raise their glasses for me. May you be poor in misfortune, but rich in blessings, slow to make enemies, quick to make friends, but rich or poor, quick or slow, may you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. Cheers.
Thank you once again, Brian. And now I'm going to have you pass the mic down to Matron of Honor, Danielle Gattine.
Thanks, guys. I got a fan club. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all again for being here to celebrate the most beautiful couple. I don't want them to hear me.
We know you're louder than that.
Yeah. Okay, I can't look directly at the bride because either we'll break out in laughter or tears. I mean, look how stunning they look tonight, right? Beautiful. For those who don't know me, my name is Danielle, and Nicole and I have been friends for over 12 years. So you can imagine all the stories that I have collected over the years. Now I realize this is where I'm supposed to say something embarrassing about Nicole, but I'm certain she probably has a lot more dirt on me than I have on her. So I won't say her stories up here, but on a totally unrelatable note, I'll be at the bar all night. Thank you. So when Nicole was first telling me about Joe, saying how amazing and funny and handsome he was, and yada yada, I was like, oh great, so happy for you, obviously. So when I finally met Joe, I was like, couldn't find I'm just kidding, Joe. I'm sorry. Okay, jokes aside, one of the first times where I really knew Joe was the one for Nicole was when they came out to Maryland, that's where I live, to visit us for his birthday. It was Joe's weekend, okay? We had plans to go to the Lions game, some breweries, all the fun stuff. Well, Joe's weekend turned into him being our personal driver and all-around babysitter. Sorry, Joe. The worst part was he took it like a champ, almost like he enjoyed our shenanigans, or at least that's what I tell myself. Sorry, Joe. Mind you, this was only a few months into the relationship, and it was his birthday weekend. And he took care of us. Why? Why, Joe? No, but really, I am so honored and humbled to be a part of not only today, but the rest of your guys' journey together. Your love is the type of genuine spark and lust that you only see in the movies. I honestly couldn't have dreamed of a better guy than Joe for Nicole. Their souls just clicked. Sorry. She's sweet, excited, while he's tough and calm. It's the moon and the tides, the push and the pull. It just made sense. Nicole has one of the most purest hearts that I've ever met, constantly putting others before herself. That's why I'm so happy she found Joe to help her see that she is the most amazing woman ever. When Nicole and Joe are together, she is the most confident, beautiful, all-around best version that she can be. And I know Nicole makes Joe feel the same. Joe, if I could leave you with anything, while you embark on this journey, it's the old cliche that a happy wife is a happy life. May your marriage and love for each other be modern enough to survive the times, yet old-fashioned enough to last forever. Join me in raising our glasses to the new Mr. and Mrs. Caughel. I love you guys. Yay! Thanks. Cheers. Good job, Danny. You did great. Thanks.
Thank you, Danielle. We're going to be starting dancing shortly. In the meantime,